Okay, so my phone number is 019-7688-207. But please, contact me for importance matter. Okay, so importance matter. Okay, otherwise maybe I'm not responding if I'm thinking that maybe this is not important. For example, you ask for the rise of the marks. Okay, I don't respond to that kind of things. Okay, and please communicate with me during an office hours will be better. Okay, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Okay, otherwise I also have my own personal time. Okay, I have to go jog to keep my body fit. What else? I have to play games to make my brain happy. Okay, we are programmers, so we have to be happy always. Okay, so 9 to 5 is the thing. Sometimes maybe that is important, but I'm replying late. Okay, I apologize for that because yeah, sometimes we have things, a lot of things to do. Because I'm not only teaching you guys, I'm teaching a lot of people. Okay, in UTHM I have students, in the industry also I have students. Okay, so a lot. Okay, so please, okay, and if you want to communicate with me, please do a proper introduction. Tell me where you from, which class you are from. Okay, a proper with a manner. Then I'm happy to reply. Okay, because previously we have history student who is very rude. Kita tidak menghasilkan graduan yang begitulah. Okay, okay, this is ethic. Next time you kerja pun sama. Okay, how do you communicate properly? Yeah, all right. So this time I'm your lecturer, so yeah, we communicate in a good way. Okay, all right. So test one. Sekejap saya tengok tarikh dia dulu. Okay, there are two lecturers for this subject, but for this semester, to this section, you only deal with me. Okay, I'm the only lecturer that teach you. Okay, but for this course, okay, because we have multiple sections, so the coordinator is Dr. Sharul. Okay, the coordinator is Dr. Sharul. So the Dr. Sharul already give me the date for your test. Okay, so please, if other lecturer want to book this time, you mentioned you already have this date for your test. Okay, so test one will be on 25th November 2021. Okay, so I didn't see any time, but I believe it's 8 p.m. Okay, 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. Oh, sorry. But this one will be confirmed from time to time. Usually we do it at night. So at night we don't have any problem. Okay. So test two will be on 30th December 2021. And then the same time, 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. Right. Okay, before that, I want to appoint Lee ZQ. I want you to be a class monitor.
Boleh, Dokter.
Okay, so later you create a WhatsApp group, invite me as admin. Okay, and then I want you to post that in the, okay, you can create, I give you time to create and then post in the chat box to join, for the students to join. And you also can post in the Google Classroom, also can, yeah, in the Google Classroom. Okay, please join the WhatsApp group for blah, blah, blah. Or maybe I can write that. Okay, so invite me as admin, yeah? Okay, so, okay. And then this WhatsApp group is purposely for me to share information, yeah? For me to share information, not for the discussion. Okay, sometimes people will misunderstood the unless if I want we to discuss, I want to ask your opinion, then can pull it there. Okay, otherwise to discuss something personal, maybe you can directly contact me, that much appropriate. Okay, otherwise we call this information fatigue. You know, have you heard about that? Okay, too many information, and every time you see WhatsApp you feel stressed. Sometimes this is happen nowadays, yeah, because the instruction, the works being circulated using a WhatsApp. So what I want to minimize that. I don't want you to be stressed. So that's why, okay, the information from me is there. Anything to discuss, you can come with me to me personally. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is our group. Okay, my name. If you are in the office, okay, if you're in UTHM, my office is at MT20210. Okay, but maybe you haven't yet to the UTHM, so you don't know where's my office actually. Okay, unless next time you want to come, then please greet me at my office also can. Okay, all right, so that's about it. Okay, you can snapshot, screenshot, or whatever you want to do. Okay, put it in your calendar. Okay, right. Okay, done. Okay, so far okay tak semua? Boleh? Anyway, semua sihat ya? Semua sihat?
Sehat,
Everyone,
Doktor.
ya, sihat ya? Everyone happy? Okay, subject ni happy ya? Okay, subject class with me always fun, but I'm very strict about time actually. But I apologize for today because we started late a little bit. But because time is very important for us, so after this we transforming using a Google Classroom. Okay, kita akan gunakan Google Classroom sebagai medium untuk sharing information and also WhatsApp. Okay, so later I will put the link there so that you can see. Okay, you guys boleh tengok link apa untuk kelas you guys. Okay, so that's why I don't want to see a lot of info we discuss in the WhatsApp group. So benda yang penting appear dekat situ. Okay, alright. So make sure you enroll in the right class. Okay, you enroll in the right class. Okay, computer programming. Okay, this is our code, the course code. Okay, all right. As a fundamental subject, this is a fundamental subject. Yeah? Okay, so most people saying that students say, okay, this class programming maybe not important. Yeah? Believe me. Okay, I teach a lot of not only from engineering students, even they are from marketing, they want to learn programming these days. Okay, and what is good about it, we use a new software, a new languages. Okay, kalau dulu kita guna C++, sekarang kita guna Python. Okay, as our language. And you see, if you Google Python, banyak orang tahu. Okay, I'm also a corporate trainer for Python for the industry. So I hope that I'm eligible to teach you guys. Okay, so we use Python for a lot of works. Me personally, I use for doing my research. My research students are doing Python, and then if you are considering to join my PSM in the future, final year project, you can join and do a little bit Python. If you think you are good in mathematics, statistics, and programming, then I'm welcome you to my team lah. Okay, to do your final year project. Okay, interesting and challenging. Okay, easy is not interesting. Okay, hard a little bit is interesting for me. Okay, too easy is suruh orang lain lah. Okay, hard a little bit, okay. Too hard, we have to spend time on it. Okay, also can. Okay, so we managed to solve a few kind of problems every time when we do my work. So from time to time, we have more experience. Okay, so the more works that you do, the more experience that you have. Okay, so Dr. Sharul is the coordinator for the subjects. Okay, previously I'm also a coordinator. I've been coordinator for more than, I don't know, I teach a lot of classes. Okay, almost every semester I teach computer programming. Okay, so this semester I'm just a lecturer to teach. Okay, coordinator is Dr. Sharul. Anything related with the examination, okay, will be decided by Dr. Sharul. Okay. Okay, so you see here the credit values is 2 credit subjects, means that we have 1 hour's lecture and 2 hours laboratory dedicated for 1 classes. So means that the class that we have like this, so 1 hour is for lecture, another 2 hours is for practical hands-on. So those kind of practical hands-on could be demo using the class, or I can give you a task, you have to complete it. Okay, and you have to submit it, okay, within the time that I give it to you. Okay, so computer programming is not about reading. It's about typing, coding, okay, experiencing. Then you understand what you do. if you read, okay, I mean, you cannot see the output. Okay, it's not like a novel, something like that. You have to do it, then you're able to see. So that's why in my class, starting from next week or next 2 weeks, so when I do the code, I want you guys to follow me alone. Okay, follow me when I code, because sometimes I will ask, please submit the code. So that code will be considered as your quizzes. I want everyone to score in their quizzes. Okay, I want you guys to get almost full mark. Of course, sometimes you cannot go, but at least, okay, kita ada 5 markah, you have 5 marks for the quizzes. So at least you get 4.5, yeah, 4 and above lah. That is good. Okay, so how to get that? Submit all the works that I give to you. Okay, for example, okay, today we are going to code this. So please code along with me. At the end of the day, I ask, okay, send me the file. So that I'm considering as your quizzes. Itu saja. It's not that hard, right? I'm not asking you, oh, please, okay, we have this problem, solve it. That is considered an assignment. Okay, so you have to be able to differentiate between quizzes and assignment. Okay, but of course, one quizzes will be done online. So you'll be given time, for example, 30 minutes, please answer all these true and false questions. Pun ada. That's why you cannot get full mark unless you get full marks for that one. Okay, but the free works that I offer to you, okay, follow me when I code, submit, that is a free marks for you. Okay, so you are not totally depend on the things that you do for the quiz ni lah. Kalau you tak boleh jawab, I still can. If you cannot answer, I still can help because you do submission of the works. Okay, easy, right? So it's so easy, yeah. Okay, so you see here 1 hour is lecture, so I have a lectures. Okay, another 2 hours we will include demo. Okay, sometimes we cannot be full in 3 hours. Unless if you want 3 hours full pun tak ada masalah, I can give you a lecture. Okay, so for me, 1 hour's lecture, and I can simulate it together with the hands-on and demo how to do the code to you during the class. Okay, and it's going to be maximum 2 hours lah. Okay, the maximum class that I handle, okay, usually is within 1 hour to 2 hours. The longest is 2 hours and a half, not 3. Itu tak pernah. But if you want, I can do 3 or 4 hours, no problem. Okay, but you know, you also have to learn other subject kan. Penat betul tak? Saya pun faham. Okay, so I'm also a human. Okay, so I understand. Okay, the fatigue. Penat duduk online, betul tak? Penat tak? What do you guys think? Are you okay with this kind of arrangement? Ada pandangan tak? Any ideas? Is it okay? We have to agree. Fikri, you want to say something?
Penat betul, penat.
Penat Okay, so kalau boleh kita buat dalam 1 jam setengah, 1 jam, maximum is 2 hours lah. Okay, is it okay? If everyone okay, then I'm good with it. Okay?
Okay, doktor.
Boleh ya. But the most important things, be on time. Bila saya start pukul 2, biasa saya terus start je. Okay, today a little bit delay auto system ni. Lepas tu nanti saya nak copy semua kepada Google Classroom. Okay. Alright, so next adalah tadi siapa? Sekejap, I see the name. Okay. Mana nama dia ni? Kabilan ada tak? Kabilan, are you there?
Yes, doctor.
Switch on your camera. Cannot see you. You are compulsory to switch on the camera.
Yeah, doctor.
Okay. Tadi you say that you cannot apa nama ni? Apa nama you cannot system. Kabilan? Hilang. Mana Kabilan? Hilang sudah. Buka kamera terus hilang. Tak apalah. Okay. Okay, but I think everyone already in the system, right? Okay. Okay. Alright, so kalau kita tengok sini, you punya CLO will be accessed until C4. Okay, C4 indicating that you must be able to analyze. Okay, in the examination, you have to be able to analyze, not only understand. Kalau understand saja is C3. So here you have to be able to analyze, interpret. Okay, what happened in the code. That's why in open-ended question, okay, you have to be able to come up with the solution. Not only, oh, this is the result, so something like this. Not only that. Okay, so you have to be able to come up with the solution. Yeah, right? Okay. Oh, I think I see the WhatsApp group created by Lee yesterday. I think it's session 3, Lee, not session 4. Maybe you can.
Okay,
Tak apalah,
sorry.
nanti saya namakan lah. I have my own stand guideline to name. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. So the second one is the CLO2 is your psychomotor. Okay. So the output is until P5, means that you must be able to write a code based on the solution that you've been designed. Okay. Itu dia. Typing the code. Understand how to type the code adalah access for this CLO2. CLO3 pula adalah the way you presenting your works. Yeah. How do you communicating about the code? How do you formulating your solution? Ini effective. More to your holistic punya skills. Okay. Right. Okay. Mana kita punya? Okay. So kita ada beberapa chapter. We have a few chapter. We have 7 chapters. Okay. So today kita akan cover sedikit chapter 1. Next week kita akan cover chapter 2. Okay. And then you see the way I'm designed, because I'm me and Dr. Sharul fully control with this subject. So kita boleh samakan tiga-tiga ni jadi satu. Okay, we can teach mix and mode. Okay, maksudnya algorithm design nanti saya terus akan bagi lecture on kita punya IDE. Okay, apa software yang kita pakai, and then baru kita masuk chapter 4. Okay, so actually these subjects, okay, through our previous experience, we can finish it within week 8 until week 10. Okay, week 10 kita memang boleh habis. So kalau kita tengok, if you see, it's until week 14, right? Not necessary. Okay, so supposed to be we can finish within week 8 until week 10. Okay, minimum is week 8, maximum is week 10. Okay, why I do like this? Because I want you to spend time for doing your project. Itu yang saya nak. Okay, or you want to have a lesson in 14 weeks, or you want to finish early? Which one do you prefer?
Finish early.
Finish early, early. Early doesn't mean 7 weeks lah. Early, maybe week 8 ataupun week 10. Okay, so week 10, so you have 11, 12, 13, 14, you have 4 weeks to do your project. Okay, so ada 4 minggu to do your project. Okay, so if we agree for you to finish early, then I can ask, kita akan cubalah, I will try to, I'm no need to try, I just teach you, then I can actually finish. And so maybe some days the class will be 2 hours, yeah, because we want to completing all these subjects. Okay, so regarding one things, okay, the class will be recorded. So once we complete the session, I think it will be automatic. You can automatically check in your Gmail, if I'm not mistaken. Your email apa nama ni? Your email for this, the one that you use, the registered student email. So benda tu ada. So you can always look it every time you want to do the revision. Okay, for example, sometimes you tak sempat nak code along with me, correct? That's why if I want you to submit the file, sometimes I will not ask you to submit after the class. Usually I give you, okay, please submit it at tomorrow afternoon before 12 p.m. So you have time to retype again whatever I taught you in the class because you have the video. Okay. Sometimes forget, tapi paling bagus, good thing is you type along lah. Really relax, you type along with me, then shouldn't be a problem. Okay. All right. So your test 1 will be covered until test 1 sampai chapter 4. Okay. Test 1 sampai chapter 4. Test 2 will be from chapter 5. Okay, from chapter 5. Okay. So if you see the distribution over here, okay, nampak tak? Test 1, sekejap ya. Okay, test 1 will be covered to assess your CLO1, which means your cognitive level. Okay, and it comprises about 15 marks. Okay, the question is basically more into theory, the fundamental, but you have to be able to write the code juga. Okay, and untuk test 2, you see the proportion is 20 marks. Basically, it assesses your psychomotor. So you have to do the examination with complete programming skills. So you have to submit the file later on, okay? And you have to you have to type the code. Okay, you design your solution. No worry, maybe macam susah sikit for you to understand because you're not seeing yet. But for example, we give you the problem, okay, create this kind of program. So you come up with the solution and then you type the code and you have to submit it within the time given to you. Okay, that's why the mark is 20%. Okay, so quiz is only 5%. So as I mentioned to you, I want you to score. Okay, so whatever file that I want you to submit. Okay, that help your marks. Okay, so assignment 10%. Okay, assignment basically related with your project. So you have to make a proposal for whatever project that you want to do. Okay, so this assignment and project must be done in a group work. Okay, so later on I will come up with the your group lah. Okay, I'm not sure you guys know each other before. Ada tak yang pernah kenal? Tak pernah jumpa kan? Jumpa secara ini saja kan? Am I correct? Is it? So you guys basically are not meeting each other. Tasha, have you know Amir before?
No.
No, belum jumpa Amir pun tak kenal Okay, so that's why in order to solve this problem, I will create a group for you guys. Okay, it's easy. Okay, otherwise if you want to find letter, you have to discuss, pening, sian. Okay, I solve the problem for you. Okay, so easy, we find a group for you. Okay, all right. Kalau if you come to the class, that's why online is good. It reduces a lot of cost, but you see, we are sacrificing in terms of human punya interaction, kan? Last time when I study, year 1 saya dah kenal most of my colleagues, peers most of my friends. I made a lot of friends there. Okay, and then second year, saya dah tahu, okay, saya nak group. When I do the project, I group with these people. Okay, so and also tak ada awkward lah. So we have friends. So next semester sangat, okay, saya harap next semester dah boleh buka lah. Okay, alright. So no final assessment, maksudnya subjek ni tak ada final exam. Okay, subjek ni tak ada final exam. Okay, so that is good about it. But please, walaupun dia tak ada final, doesn't mean it easy. Okay, I don't want you guys take to, ini subjek macam ni. Lepas tu dia tengok, I can score test. Because most of students, you see the proportion of your project adalah 50%. Besar ni. Okay, besar ni. Okay. I hope you can score a lot. So, a lot of reason why I can tell you the story from time to time. Why student very hard to get A. Okay, when they take this subject. Dia punya reason sangat senang. Dia copy paste senior punya project. Itu saja reason. I can trace Saya ada archive of student project collection. I can remember, I can just click and open, I can show you. Your work is definitely copying from this work. Okay, and I can trace, I can prove that. I have a special program I create to compare the similarity of those two works, even you do in handwriting. So please, okay, you can tengok, dapatkan idea, but the program, the flowchart, the solution, you have to come up with your own. Okay, I trace some student, dia ambil copy tukar nama. Please, 0 marks for assignment, project, 0. Okay, terus rasa-rasa boleh tak? Can you score 50? Ataupun ni 45. So sometimes they cannot pass. So please avoid that kind of situation. Do it your own. I appreciate your effort. Okay, I appreciate your effort. Okay. So kita nak produce student with ethic, not simply pusing-pusing macam ni. Kita tak nak lah. We produce a student with ethic lah. Okay. Alright. Okay. So thank you very much. Okay, for your time. Okay, so later on I will share with you some books that you can use for the reference. Okay, so later I will share. Okay, I will use my own books. Okay, where is that books? Wait, yeah. Wait, yeah. One. Okay, so for my class, okay, you are not compulsory. This is not compulsory. If you can see in the screen there, okay, this is not compulsory. But what I want to tell you that I teach using these books. Okay, so you can purchase it. Okay, paling lambat adalah hari ni hari berapa? Hari Rabu. So hari Jumaat. Okay, and the stock is limited because I have to order it for you. So the price is only 22 ringgit. Okay, it's not compulsory. If you don't want to buy it, it's okay. But if you buy it, you can use it, okay, to study. And then during the test, it's open book. But of course, the question is not from here. Okay, the question is definitely designed by me and Dr. Sharul. So the books only teach you the theory with some exercises. Okay, because the lecture note will be not shared. The lecture note is mine. Lecture notes, okay, not for the student's copy. Okay, that is the things that, because the lecture note sometimes we give to the student will share with the others, so that is not appropriate way. Okay, actually you cannot share the things. Even we also cannot share the lecture note. That is for lecturer purposes. Okay, so that's why the cost of the book is very cheap. Okay, so we use this book, okay, to teach you. Okay, and this book is written by me and Dr. Elvin. Okay, all right. So later I will share with you the link. If you want to purchase, you can purchase it. Make sure you make the purchase before Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, all right. Okay, so the next. Okay, any question before I go into the lesson? Kita masuk lesson sikit lah hari ni ya. Okay, I will go to a little bit lecture. Okay, so since I have 2 classes I have to handle, so I have to synchronize. I have to synchronize the class with the other classes. Okay, so it means that you are parallel. Okay, the other classes, chapter 1, you also are chapter 1. Okay, so for example, last week and next week, I think it's holiday on Tuesday. So your class will be a little bit advanced. So I want to try to match so that your class, okay, mungkin I will tell you whether we have class or not next year and next week. Okay, but it's not yet confirmed, but I will tell you because I want to make the class synchronized. Okay, but if there is no announcement, the class will be as usual. So join the Google Meet on time at 2. Okay. All right. Okay, let me share the screen. Entire screen. Okay, this one. Okay. Okay, so far siapa yang ada belajar programming? I didn't see any. Okay, so far anyone learn programming before? Okay, ada tak you guys learn from self-study? Maybe you have interest to learn something new due to the pandemic. Ada tak? Or diploma? Anyone here taking a diploma from Polytechnic or ITM? Ada? Ada? Siapa?
Ada. Diploma dulu ada.
Ada. What language do you use? Afiq.
C++.
C++. Macam mana? Senang tak? Susah? Is it easy?
Lupa. Boleh lah.
Boleh lah lupa. Siapa lupa? Amir lupa. Okay, memang boleh lupa kalau if you are not practicing it, so it's easy to get it's easy to forget. Okay, by the way, it will be advantage for you if you already do C++, because I can guarantee you this Python is far more easy than C++. Okay, the concept, everything is similar. Okay, the only things that different is the keyword, the syntax, the structure when you run the program. Okay, itu saja. And I will teach you use a very friendly tools. Okay, not heavy, not sophisticated as C++. C++, very mistake. Apa dia punya IDE? I forget dah. Wing IDE, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that time I taught. I also teach C++ before. And when I found that when I do the survey, the students say, oh, when I work, I didn't apply for it. Okay, so that's why we redesigned this course. We choose Python because we want to follow the current punya standards, industrial needs. Okay, so if you see, if you go to the works, Python is one of the language that is, if you have this skill, you have advantages. Okay, so try to think. In my class, I want you to think beyond than engineering. Okay, I want you to think beyond engineering. Okay, you get the engineer degree. Sometimes you can land a very good a position. Okay, you want to be a programmer, for example, in the future, but you have to do works by yourself. Okay, so if you want to apply these skills in your engineering works in the future, that will be advantageous for you. You see, nowadays people talk about digital transformation. These days we heard about it because of pandemic. Actually, the revolution already been started 10 years ago, even more than that, even since 1983, when Steve Jobs and Bill Gates start to invent the personal computer. Okay, so that's why before we learn programming, we have to understand the computer first. Okay, so I will start my lesson and start my recording session. Okay, by the way, if you feel a little bit tired sitting and not yet focused, so please let me know. Janganlah lepas 30 minit, rehat doktor, tak boleh lah. Lepas 1 jam setengah ke, rehat 15 minit, 10 minit, okay. Right, after 1.5 hours of lecture. Okay, so I can accept that. Okay, no problem. And I want to make this more interesting to you. Okay, saya nak dia interesting to you. Okay, I don't want you to bosan. Okay, right? And saya kalau boleh benda ni dia, you keep the spirit, the momentum until the last class that we have for this semester, for this subject. Okay, jangan bila dah minggu kelima semua orang dah lost momentum. Saya tak nak lah begitu. Okay, I don't want that things. Okay, alright. So okay, so let's start our lesson. I will start our recording. Okay. Okay, randomly I will pick names. I will pick names to check the attendance. So during that time, if you are not be there, so I'm consider you tak datang lah itu. Please. Sometimes I know you go to ni, it's okay. But please, kalau boleh, jangan cabut lah. Okay, make sure you're there. Okay, no worry, the class will be interesting and fun. Okay, right. Let me start the recording first. So far, internet okay tak? Internet ada masalah? Takat ni tak ada lah Okay. That's why saya kalau boleh lesson ni saya nak dia tak begitu panjang. Otherwise, even my memory also. Okay. The recording is started and then I start my lesson today. Alright. Okay. So in chapter 1, basically I would like to introduce to you about the computer. What is computer and programming? So we need to know what is computer, how the computer works first, and then you understand how the programming works. Okay. So at first, okay, nowadays we always work with computer. Is there any days that you didn't touch your computer? No. Okay, I believe you didn't. Even you go holiday, you didn't bring your personal laptop, you still touch your computer. Because you see, the computer is not only limited to your personal PC, not only limited to your personal desktop. It could be your electronic device such as your smartphone. Okay, most people, they only think that, oh, my computer is my desktop, my laptop. Your smartphone is a computer. If you're playing games, that is a computer. Anybody playing games here? Ada tak? No? Tengok
Yes, Doctor. Ada.
Ada. What games do you play? Fikri?
Candy Crush.
Itulah. I'm play PS4 lah. Ada tak main PS4 sini?
Ada.
Fikri? Ada?
Ada, Doctor.
Okay. Candy Crush is boleh main tapi saya tak main lah tu. I didn't play games in my phone because dia akan makan saya punya battery cepat. But I play chess. Chess in my phone. Okay. Sebab dia boleh buka online, then I play chess. I play with others. Tak tahu, randomly. I play chess. I like play chess. Not professional, but good. Okay, if you want to challenge me in the future, maybe can. Okay, so bolehlah kita cuba Okay, chess. Okay, tak penat pun Kalau main badminton mungkin saya kalah lah. You guys more younger. Okay, but chess maybe. Maybe I improve a little bit. Okay, I play chess since my matrix. Okay, that time I'm very new. I always challenge people, even though I'm new. So I always lost at that time, but I'm learning from that experience. Okay. Anyway, just back to our story. Okay. So you see, Fikri playing games with Candy Crush with smartphone. Tadi siapa yang main PS4? Okay, PS4 is also a computer device. Okay, you want to process it. Even if I have PC, I also playing the game. I can play games. Okay, but honestly, I'm not a heavy gamer. I play for fun. I play to release my stress. That's it. I'm not someone that sit there play. So not like that. Okay. Even you guys kalau nak macam tu, saya sarankan jangan buat tu. Okay. Because I think unless you make money by playing games, that different story. If you playing game for leisure and you spend 10 hours per day, saya rasa itu kind of wasting time lah. Okay, so please avoid that. Unless you've been paid to play games, 10 hours, okay. Ada orang buat macam tu. Okay, but if you play for fun, okay, you want to play for the whole day, bagi saya tak berbaloi lah. Okay, I'm play for 30 minutes, 1 hour, paling lama pun 3 hours. Itu pun sebab saya nak terus finish the mission. So then I don't have to waste other day to finish that game mission. Contoh macam if you're playing PS4, apa satu game tu saya lupa. Uncharted. It's a very good game. Okay, it really tastes my intelligence lah. Dia ada banyak secret code that you have to unlock. Itu baru shock. Bagi saya itu shock tu. Okay, alright. So you see, the computer is something that it's an electronic device. Okay, it has its own memory. It has its own processor to do the computation. Okay, and making a logical decision ataupun condition. And the speed to process all this information is, of course, faster than us. Okay, you want to multiply two numbers. Okay, and each number have 10 digit number times 10 digit numbers. Which one is easier? Using a computer, right? Compare if you want to do it manually. So of course, computer will help you. So it accelerates the process of the computation. Okay? And the computation is not limited into computing the numbers, solving the equation. The computation can be you playing the videos. There is a back end computation happen there. Okay, there is some information being decoded dalam bentuk video. For example, when I speak, my voice will be captured by microphone, correct? And then it will be decoded into a audio into a digital form. Okay, dan digital information ni akan will be processed by my computer. And that is the thing that you listen to. When I speak, you listen. Okay, so when I speak, my microphone will capture my audio and then processed by my computer through my software, which is Google Meet right now. And then it is received by you as the audio. So you see there are three things happen. My voice will be recognized as input through my microphone and then will be processing inside my computer. And it will be delivered to you, and this process we call it output. You listen to the output of the video and also the audio that I deliver to you. Okay, so you see the computer is any programmable machine, could be handphone as mentioned earlier. Okay, that follow instruction. Okay, so for example, you give the instruction to Siri. My phone has a name, so I give the instruction, please find me this kind of music. So the Siri will try to find, try to open the apps. For example, if you have a smart home system, so you can speak to your Siri and give the instruction to the Siri, also can. Okay, all right. So you see there are a lot of computers, type of computers. That's why do not rigid yourself into the monitors, into the PC that you have right now. Could be your laptop, could be your desktop. Okay? It can be a game console, your smartphone. Last time we don't have smartphone. In 2006, my first time to see phone, not smartphone, is in 2006, something like that, when I go to the matriculation. Okay, so that time we use 3310. It's very strong phone. Okay, jatuh mana-mana pun still okay. You drop it, still good. Okay, but nowadays we have smartphone. Okay, so why it's called smartphone? Because it can do a lot of tasks. Okay, last time phone is smart, but it's very limited. Okay, nowadays smartphone, we call it smart because it has some capability for you to interact with the computer in more advanced way. You can give the instruction by voice. You can key in the input by the touch screen. Okay, not only by calling, playing some snake games, you even can play Candy Crush. Okay, so that is very interesting. You even can watch video. That make it smarter. Okay, all right. So the quantum computer is quite, quantum computer only owned by a specific country, a very well developed country. Okay, I'm not sure you heard about the Higgs boson before. Okay, the research related with the black theory, black hole. Okay, the particles, yeah, pernah dengar? And they have one center in CERN. Saya lupa. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. But these quantum computer are the things that can be able to process a very detailed, very sophisticated images. Okay, that people can capture the black hole last time. So it only can be done using a quantum computer. Okay, so nowadays we heard about berapa? 1 terabyte storage, ya. What else? The RAM size berapa? 64. Itu kita dah cukup rasa besar tu. Anyway, in actual, it more than that. Okay, the most paling besar saya pernah dengar, saya pakai sendiri 32 gig lah. And for me, for us, it's still big. But for them, to process a quantum computer is beyond that. Okay, it's beyond that. Okay, all right. So, you see the structure of computer, dia ada dua komponen utama. Pertama, we call as a hardware. The second one is software. Okay, hardware is something that is a physical part of your computer. Anything you can feel, anything you can touch. When you touch, it can be hot. Okay, so one of the problem related with the hardware in computer is thermal problem. Salah satu. Kalau boleh kita nak guna komputer yang tak panas, betul tak? So that is one of the challenge, because the higher power of the computer, it require more energy to process it. Okay, so that's why we need a better cooling system. Okay, so before I go further, have anyone tried before, okay, to do your own computer? Maksudnya you want to buy a PC and then you assemble it, you buy part by part. Ada tak yang ada experience buat macam tu? No? Tak ada? Okay, so because if you able to do it by yourself, okay, it's very cheap. Okay, sangat murah. Okay, compared to you buy one brand. If you buy brand, for example, Asus or Acer desktop, you buy brand actually. Okay, that's why it's expensive. If you buy yourself, okay, this is the CPU that I want. This is the cooling fan that I want. This is the, what else? The graphic cards that I choose. This motherboard that I want. Then you assemble it yourself. It's very cheap. Okay, I know because I do. Okay, I do myself lah. I bought my PC here, 3,000. Okay, but of course then I upgrade. Sekarang ni harga dia mahal lah. Okay, but I start with 3,000 first. You see, it had a very good graphic card. It had a quite okay RAM. Then I can upgrade it. So from here, I understand the process of the computer works. Okay, this is part of the lesson. Okay, so of course, I didn't ask you to buy and then it's part of the class. Okay, but it's good. Where do I learn? I learn from YouTube. Okay, so now you see the resources. Okay, ini something that student nowadays, they have an advantage, you know. Okay, so that's why I want this student generation must be more advanced. Zaman saya dulu, if we want to find the resources, we have to go to the library, honestly. Okay, we don't have a smartphone in our hand. Sekarang ni nak dapat info, type je, correct? We just type and we get the knowledge. We get the info. We can learn the skill. My time, I want to online, I have to go to some faculty, bring my laptop online. Sometimes we have, itu kadang-kadang pun tak boleh online. Okay, line tak boleh pakai. And we have to go to the library. And you see the library is very limited. Okay, and not, you have to, sometimes it's full, so you have to wait. Okay, and then I still remember when I learned structural engineering class and mechanics of material. So kita tak ada internet nak tengok video. Kalau sekarang ni, if now you tak faham structure analysis, you boleh tengok video kat internet, search from a Google. There are a lot of references there. Okay, my time, I have to read the books. I have to find the books. Okay, my time during that time 2008, Google, YouTube tu tak terkenal sangat. Kita pun tak tahu. We don't know about that. So we find the books. Okay, even sometimes when we solve the problem in the books, why the answer is not correct? We try a few times, then I ask my friend. Then both of us get the same answer, then it's correct lah. Sometimes the book also make some mistake lah. Kita pun human, right? Okay, the one that wrote that book is human. Sometimes maybe typo ke, mistake a little bit. Okay, so that's the way we are that time. Okay, but nowadays, when digital technology is very, it's evolved drastically. So everything is in our hand. Okay. So I hope that you guys use it properly. Okay. So you use it properly to learn knowledge. Yeah. During your time as a student, that will be benefited. Okay. All right. So back to our lesson. Okay. So you see, we have hardware, we have software, correct? Okay, first I want to talk about the hardware, something that you can touch. You can feel it. When it's hot, you know the temperature. Okay, so if you only have a hardware, without a software, it's not a computer. For example, hammer, tukul. So the hammer is, you only have the hardware. You don't have the computer process that. Right? So it's not a computer. It doesn't have any software. Okay, and you can work with that hammer without a software. Okay, so that is not a computer. But if you need hardware and you want to work with software, that is a computer. Okay, so hardware is something that is necessary. Otherwise, how do you want to see the video that we having a class today? Okay, so there are four group of hardware. The first one is an input device. Okay. Okay. The first one is the input device. So a little bit the construction here. I'm apologize for that, but I hope that not going to be longer. Okay. So what is the input hardware? For example, when I speak right now, I use a microphone to capture my audio. Or maybe I want to type a book. Okay, I want to type a letter. So my input device will be my keyboard, correct? Okay. Or you want to use your smartphone. You want to send a WhatsApp to me. So you will type the input in your screen, correct? So these are what we call as the input devices. Okay. So last time, the input only can be done, okay, when we interact with the computer in 1983. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. That time, the first evolution of the personal computer. Okay, so basically the input is based on keyboard and also mouse. Okay, even nowadays we still rely on it. Okay, believe me or not, even if you're not using a mouse, you use a trackpad. Dalam bentuk trackpad. Okay, the one that you see to move the cursor of your mouse in your laptop. So those kind of we call as an input. Any action, any activities that you utilize the hardware to key in or to make an input action. Okay, those input could be a gesture, betul tak? Sebagai contoh sekarang kita ada, you see some smartphone, okay, they ask input from your fingerprint untuk you unlock, betul tak? Okay, that is one of the input hardware. Okay, the sensor. Some of the input that requested are from your face recognition, betul tak? Your camera can detect the face. Okay, and then nanti dia ada software lah yang proses. Okay, so this kind of input, you see, device, they are getting more advanced from day to day. Okay, so from what you see here, this is very basic. Okay, scanner, for example, you want to scan your file and put it in your computer, so it's an input. Okay, any action that collects the data and send it to your computer. Okay, any action that collect the data. Okay. Another one is once you capture the input, then what? Your computer will try to process it. Okay. For example, I ask my Siri. Okay. Hey Siri, dia akan bunyilah. Show me the direction to Kuala Lumpur. So my device will interpret my instruction and then process it. So that kind of thing have to be processed by the CPU. Okay? So CPU is the brain, the most important part in the computer. Okay? Like human, we make a decision based on what our brain think, correct? Logical decision based on our brain. Okay? So this decision must be in computer in our CPU. They try to solve a logic punya problem. Okay, so try to imagine that human brain. Okay, we can do the action. We can, okay, for example, when I touch hot pot, okay, what happened? I will retract my hand, correct? Okay, because my brain interpret that thing as a hot. So when I touch this, oh, what's the feel? So my input sensor is my hand. Okay, my neuron that can detect the temperature of surface that I touch. Okay, then my brain will interpret it. Oh, this is hot. You cannot touch it. So my action will be retracting them. So this kind of logic, interpretation, computation is computed by my brain. Betul tak? The decision is my brain. But in computer, okay, when you try to solve a very simple thing, for example, you want to multiply 2 times 5 using a computer. So what happened? You enter the input using a keyboard, right? 2 times 5. And then when you run the program, so the computer, the CPU will interpret that, will calculate it for you. Without CPU, you cannot calculate it. Okay, so that is very simple analogy. Okay, so this day we call this as a microprocessor. It's called micro because the size getting small. Okay, so the next, because I like technology, I like computer. Honestly, I like technology. Okay, so I always watch if Samsung get event, yeah, Apple, usually Apple, I always watch, yeah, Huawei sometimes. But the next event by Apple, the special event will be on 19 October, our time. Actually, in US time is 18. By our time is 19 on 1 a.m. So I will always watch that. Before sleep, I watch that because it's going to take about 30 minutes or 50 minutes, something like that. Nowadays, everything is video, right? So it's long about not more than 1 hour. So please, next time watch because they will shows you the new technology. And from what people predict in the YouTube, yeah, in the media, okay, they says that Apple gonna release a new kind of processor. Last time is M1. Now they say maybe M2 or M1X. So I'm also getting interested to know what the next. Okay, so these are the two major competitors of processors. Okay, Intel. Okay, you heard Intel Celeron. If you use computer i5, i7, okay, that is the manufacturer is Intel. Okay, if you use Ryzen, okay, Ryzen 5, AMD, Ryzen lah. So that use AMD. That is manufactured by AMD company. Okay, so why? Which one is better? I'm not promoting any products. okay, I didn't get paid to promote, but I just want to share my experience. I always use Intel. Okay, I never experienced use AMD, but people nowadays says that AMD, the processor is getting better than Intel. And one of the important things that why people buy AMD processor because it's cheap. Okay, with the same power. Okay, for example, if I bought Intel computer, Acer, whatever is it, but Intel processor, price is 5,000. AMD can give you maybe 3,800. Okay, the price is quite cheap. So that's why, some people go to AMD. Okay, but of course, if you use smartphone, okay, you heard about Qualcomm, okay, or maybe you guys using apa nama ni, Apple. Yeah. Okay, maybe you guys using Apple. Kalau smartphone, iPhone dia guna, sekejap saya lupa, chip Bionic chip A14, the recent one. A14 ke A15, lupa dah. Okay, so that is for smartphone. Yeah, if you use iPad still use A something. Okay, mine is iPad Air is A14. Yeah, so maybe you guys use apa lagi contoh smartphone, Huawei. I'm not sure Huawei. Saya rasa dia guna Qualcomm Snapdragon, something like that. Okay, because I'm not following. Saya kalau iPhone saya tahulah, yang tu saya tak berapa follow lagi ya. So kalau kita tengok dulu, Apple pun dia guna Intel. Ya, dia pun ada guna AMD. Tapi sekarang dia dah ada sendiri punya processor. Okay, they use a silicon technology. Okay, silicon macam benda-benda pasir. So they say it's very fast. Saya pun pernah pakai, macam sangat efficient lah. Okay, tapi cuma ialah bila benda baru, when it's new, so it's not, dia takkan terus bagus lah. Okay, it takes time. Okay, so that is, so you process it, okay, and then another one is your memory. Ini penting. Sama juga, we have brain, right? Kita punya brain, dia ada beberapa portion. Satu part you punya brain adalah send signal to process ataupun you receive input and process it. Okay, that require our cognitive level of our brain. Okay, and then some of our brain is to store memory. Okay, dalam komputer pun sama, ada memory dia. The first memory is something that, for example, okay, in human, we talk about our brain dahulu. Okay, when I want to move my hand, I want to, ni, ingat, memory ni kita sedar ke tak sedar? Tak sedar kan? Tapi saya tahu my action, betul tak? Okay, this is something that I know automatically. Kalau saya tak nak buat, saya tak buat lah, betul tak? Okay, sama juga dengan komputer. Okay, for example, in this application, ini adalah saya punya PDF reader. Okay, when I right click, nampak tak apa yang terjadi? Akan muncul this kind of selection, correct? But when I go to my desktop, right click, nampak tak? Menu pilihan lain yang ada. Tapi saya gunakan action yang sama daripada saya punya mouse. Okay, so different software yang kita gunakan, different memory allocation ataupun different dia punya instruction when I want to use that. Okay, so this kind of memory is what we call as a random access memory, RAM. Okay, so that's why RAM is very important when you when you purchase the computer. Okay, sekarang ni kalau tak 8 gig jangan beli, honestly. Okay, kalau boleh, if can, you bought a computer with 8 gig memory, RAM. Okay, else it will be sluggish. Okay, so I'm recommending you to use 8 gig and above. Okay, sekarang ni Windows, I believe we use all Windows 10. Okay, so It's a volatile type. For example, if I close this program, if I go to this program, nampak tak? Lain dia punya instruction kan when I right click. When I go to this, lain dia punya instruction when I right click. So this is what we call as a volatile type of memory. Okay, when you are not opening that particular program, so dia tak recall that memory. Okay, if you use that, then it's recall. Itu yang dimaksudkan volatile. Okay, but some memory, they are not volatile. They are permanently kept until you delete it. Okay, so this kind of memory adalah what we call as storage. Okay, secondary storage. To store your information, to store your data, to store your file. Kalau yang memory ini tadi adalah to store the instruction. Okay, to store the instruction. If I use software Microsoft Word, lain dia punya instruction when I use my mouse. Okay, so that's why when I close that, dia akan close, dia erase for a while, but when I open again, it will remember that kind of action from a RAM. Okay, so secondary memory easy. Kalau dulu, zaman dulu, we use, saya tak pernah lah, even saya pun tak sempat. If you guys ada floppy disk okay, floppy disk yang segi 4 tu, you are very lucky. Okay, saya pernah tengok je dulu, tapi saya tak pernah guna pun untuk transfer data. Okay, and the size that time is 32 MB. So you see sekarang ni kalau komputer, if we use a computer ataupun smartphone without 64 gigabyte of storage, tak cukup. Okay, last time 1 terabyte is very big. No, sorry. 128 megabyte, sorry. 128 megabyte at my time, I bought that computer. You know, the price of that 128 gigabyte, sorry. 128 gigabyte, okay, Acer Intel Celeron, the price is 1,999. Okay, and that time you can install a lot of things. I play games, I install a few software, okay, Photoshop, I even playing games a lot, FIFA, okay, I can store banyak. Tak juga banyak lah, tapi that time is ni, okay. Time tu bila you ada memory 256 ataupun 512, that is considered big already. Okay. Ada juga, there is some PC that time, mine is considered big, 128. Ada yang 64 je. Okay. That is most cheapest lah. 1,300. You can bought that computer that time. Okay, that is 20 years, I think 15 years ago. 15 years, maybe more. Okay, 2006. Okay. So you see nowadays we can't get that. 1 terabyte pun tak cukup. Now smartphone minimum we need to have at least 64 gig. So you see why? Because the size of the data. Okay, the quality of the image that can be captured by your phone. Sebab tu when technology is getting better, the storage will be proportionally increased. Because you need to save a huge amount of data, information. The software, the Windows that you install, minimum requirement dia dah berapa dah. Okay, so that's why the memory is very important. Okay, and then you see some of memory, nowadays we use SSD. Sebab tu kebanyakan komputer dia guna SSD instead of hard disk. Okay, SSD stand for solid state drive. Okay, so nowadays we use hard disk. SSD. So you see the price of SSD computer is very expensive. Okay, I assembled my own computer. Okay, I assembled my own computer. So I bought 2 hard disks. The first one, the 2 storage, sorry. The first one is SSD to store my Windows. Okay, the SSD, the size is only 256, if I'm not mistaken, because I just want to store Windows there and some of application that which is heavy. And then another one, I use a hard disk, 1 terabyte, because 1 terabyte hard disk is definitely cheap compared to 256 SSD. So I use the hard disk to store my data yang tak perlu heavy, not a software lah. So this is the way we're dealing with this kind of situation. Yeah, hard disk is still reliable. Okay, pen drive. Ini biasalah. So you see that the things that we store, like Microsoft Office punya file, we store in our secondary storage. Okay, our file, our videos, yeah, everything is under secondary storage. Okay, all right. I think you guys nak rehat tak? Ke I complete one first and then we rehat selama 10 minit and then we join again. Is it okay? Kalau you want me to continue and we can finish. I think I need another 15 or 20 minutes. Boleh? What do you want? Nak rehat ke?
Boleh tak?
Terus je lah. Terus je.
Terus boleh.
Terus je.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Kalau nak rehat beritahu je. Kalau terus, saya terus. Tak ada masalah. Okay. Alright. But today is lecture sajalah. Okay. Next week, I will share with you some of software that you have to install. Kena ada install sikit. Saya ada provide dekat saya punya YouTube channel lah. Nanti I share you the link ya. So just follow that instruction. Okay, it's very easy and very convenient. Okay. So output device. Okay. So tadi kita cerita input to key in the information ataupun to key in the data, and then it will be processed by our CPU, correct? Okay, and then we need the output device so that you can, for example, in this case, you can listen to to my voice. You can see the video. You can see my presentation. Okay. So the output device that you have there right now is your screen to view whatever I'm presenting here. Another one is your headphone. Okay. Ataupun your punya speakers. Okay. Which allow you to listen to my voice. So this is any device that display, that presenting, that shows you any output information. Okay. For example, you watch a video, so you will watch it using your screen. Okay. But one of the things that quite advanced nowadays, input device can be output device. What is it? Oh, macam mana pula tu? For example, our smartphone. So you see, my input device in my smartphone adalah my screen, betul tak? Touch screen. That's why it's called a touch screen. Last time, it's not a touch screen. Now, most of the smartphone are touch screen. So our input is to touch the screen. Okay, when I want to touch something, I use a screen. When I view something, I also use my screen. So it behaves as a two function, input and output device. Okay, what else? Camera. Okay, the camera. Camera is input. Normally, camera is input. What else? Speakers, printer. You want to print something. Okay, you want to print something, that is also a output device. Okay, so anything that displaying, giving you the result is output. Okay, all right. Okay, so a little bit construction. I apologize for that. Okay, maybe next week I will go to the office. Tapi di office, the internet sometimes we have problem. Sometimes disconnect. Okay, last semester saya ada buat satu kelas. I do it there, and then tak ada internet. I kena balik rumah. Wah, sudah penat to resume my class. Okay, by the way, I hope sikit lagi kita akan cover, then we can finish early. Okay. So without a software, only hardware is not a computer, as I mentioned earlier. So the things that we interacting with, the things that we are working with when we dealing with computer, apa dia? Adalah software. Software is the blood that makes your computer happen. Okay, CPU is the brain. So in order to the brain to function, you need the blood, right? Okay, so the blood here is your software. Okay, so the things that make the computer works is a software. Okay, so without the software, it's nonetheless. Okay, so the software, we have two categories. You have to be able to appreciate this. The first one is your system software. Okay, operating system, we call it. Sometimes we call it OS, operating system. Okay, that's why we call it Android OS, Android operating system. iOS, I operating system. Okay, Windows OS, Windows operating system. Harmony OS. Okay, Harmony is for Huawei. Okay, so try to imagine that this OS adalah a house, macam rumah. You have a house, right? So inside the house you have few rooms, correct? In rooms you have a function. For example, I have living room. Okay, so living room is purposely for me to have apa nama ni, ada tetamu, ya. I have people come to my house, so we sit in the living room and then to watch TV. Okay, I like watch TV in my apa nama ni, dekat saya punya living room. Okay, so you have function. Bedroom, so bedroom is for you to sleep. Okay, so try to imagine the operating system is your house, and inside the house you have a room, and that room has a function, and that room is representing your application software. Okay, application software. Okay, so system software is very important as a communication. Okay, because it can interpret the languages, the programming languages. Okay, the instruction that you give, okay, through your application software, interpreted by system software, and give the instruction to your hardware. Okay, either to deliver the output or else. Okay, so that is important. Without OS, without the house, how do you get the room, correct? Without the OS, you cannot install your application software. Okay, so that is important. So it's enabled computer to run according to its specification. So the compatibility of your OS must be good, optimized with your hardware. Sebab tu kita selalu update kita punya software, betul tak? OS, kita update OS kita. Sekejap, macam iOS lah, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, the next one is 15 lah. So we wait for that. So benda ni perlu di-update supaya kita punya komputer optimize. Okay, with our hardware dengan juga kita punya application software. Okay, so the things that we really interact with, the things that we work with adalah kita punya application software. The things that we install. Okay, the things that we install. For example, Microsoft Word is for you to do word processing job. Type surat, providing a report, okay? Or AutoCAD for you to draw, structural drawing, architectural drawing. So you see, it serves a specific task. Okay, it serves a specific task. Okay, ini adalah Apple Music, so it to play the music, bukan to play the videos. Okay, Autodesk bukan tak sesuai untuk kita write the report. It used to draw, so it run a specific task based on user needs. Okay, so this software could be available. You can download it for free. Okay, it's free to use, and some of these you have to pay. Okay, some of them are free to use. Okay, but ini istilah yang penting. This is important term. When the things charge you without the money, I mean, you use it for free, so there is another way he will get benefited from you. That's why when you do some installation, sometimes we agree. For example, cookies, allow cookies when you use Google, correct? Okay, Google punya ni. So dia akan, allows cookie, you pun allow. Actually, that cookies will track your information. Okay, understand how the way you use your smartphone. Sebab tu nanti later you open your Facebook, this one I never search in my Facebook, but I search in my YouTube, for example. In my Safari ataupun Google Chrome. Okay, but suddenly you see in your Facebook, suddenly you see in your YouTube the targeted advertising. So that adalah data yang you guys allow, okay, to share. So they use that as a commodity. Your data is a commodity. Okay, lain kali kita cerita pasal itu. Okay, so some of the software dia bagi you free, but if you want to use the advanced version, you have to pay. Ada juga. So it's a kind of it's a kind of bait lah. Okay, or this software is good, and then if you want to use an advanced feature, you have to pay. So some of software like this. Okay, and some of software is fully customized. Okay, for example, you want to become a software developer in the future. Okay, a company want to hire you. I want to have a accounting kind of software to track my cash in and cash out, for example. I don't want to buy, otherwise it's very expensive. So I want to hire you, provide me a cheap solution. You can build that for them. So ini adalah custom software. Okay, so it's a pre-written application. Sometimes this software is not yet a software. It's a program. Apa beza dia? Sebab tu you have to understand program and software. Banyak orang cakap dia bagi dalam report, dia develop software. If you develop a software, you have to come with the commercial value, even though you didn't charge for the price. So what is the commercial value in your software? You need to have a proper interface. Macam Microsoft Word. Nampak tak? Dia ada user interface yang proper. When you open your AutoCAD, dia ada proper user interface. Itu adalah product of software. But if you don't have a interface, it's just a prototype, dia masih lagi dalam bentuk program. Okay, program. So the workflow, before you have a software, you have to create program dahulu. Okay, this program later on you will integrate with certain kind of platform to build a software. Okay, so if you develop a software, you finish a program, means that you already finish about 60 to 70% of your software development project. Okay, so in this course, you jangan confuse. You buat software, you bukan buat software, you buat program. Okay, so that's why it's called as a computer programming. So before you can do a software, you must know how to do the program first. Okay, sebab software ni banyak team yang terlibat, bukan programmer saja, designer. Okay, if you do a software development punya works, you need to involve a designer, product developer, a marketing team. Okay, developer punya programmer punya rule sikit dia when it comes to the software final phase. So if you talk about programming, it's 100% done by the programmer. Okay, so that's the things that you are going to learn. So you see, user is us. Okay, user is our client. They are the people that use the software. So if you want to use, so it interact with the application software, correct? For example, I want to draw a structural drawing, so I use AutoCAD. So AutoCAD is the application software. But in order for our computer to understand the instruction that I give, for example, I drag a certain icon to draw the line. So it must communicate with our system software, and our system software will communicate with hardware supaya they recognize our mouse movement, input from our keyboard. So everything is communicating here. What we see only between me and software, itu benda yang kita boleh direct nampak. But hidden the back-end activities of this to happen adalah the communication between application, system, and also your hardware. Okay. So, in order for application to communicate with system software, so it need interpreter. Contoh saya right click mouse ni dekat software PDF reader ni. Saya right click mouse. Ini view. So nampak tak keluar instruction ni? So the process actually when I right click, so my system software try to recognize my input, right click, and then dia akan communicate with system software what the user want. Okay? So this communication must speak in the right languages. For example, when I teach you guys, I use bahasa English, I use English or I use bahasa Melayu. Alright? If I use, for example, bahasa Iban, contoh bahasa saya sendiri, maybe it's a little bit different for those who are not understand Iban. Any Iban here? Okay. Alright, so we have to communicate in a universal language that could be understood by you and by me. But how about if still saya kena guna contoh, for example, I go to Japan and then I want to buy something from a store. So maybe it's very difficult for them to understand my English and I'm not understand the Japanese, right? So here we need to use interpreter. So this interpreter know both language. He knows English, he knows Japanese. So I just talk to this interpreter, then interpreter will translate to him. And he will talk with this interpreter and interpreter will translate to me. Okay, that is the role of interpreter. And this is, the interpreter here happen to communicate between this application software and system software. And this is what we call as a programming language. We are going to write the language, the program using a universal language, okay, that both can be understand by application and system software. So when I right click like this, so the computer understand what the action that necessary. Okay, all right. So next week we are going to cover this topic, program and programming. Okay, so because we want to elaborate more about the interpreter. Okay, so I think our lesson finished now. So any question? So far boleh tak? Boleh faham? Boleh faham lagi kan? Relax ni, ya. Relax saja. Okay, so any things, any issue that you want to raise, maybe not in this academic ke ataupun benda lain, that maybe about registration, ada tak yang tak ada dalam sistem lagi? Please let me know. Yeah, I stop presenting. Ada tak someone that not in the system tu, maksudnya dalam kita punya author, saya dah update lah yang baru. Okay, ada tak? Ataupun ada yang sepatutnya tak register, macam yang saya bagi tahu dia register. Okay, saya rasa semua dah ada. Okay, please make sure you are in the author system, and then you have to join the Google Classroom punya link yang saya share dekat author tu. Okay, because afterwards we are going to share information using the author system. Sekejap, saya stop the recording kejap ya. Okay, so why author is important? Not author, sorry. Classroom is important because later on you will submit your tests, quizzes, and also your assignment using the author system. Very easy. For you easy, for me easy. Sebab tu saya gunakan Google Classroom, sorry. Okay, and then some videos also I will share there, the installation videos, yeah, and also some of supplementary videos. Saya punya channel sendiri dekat YouTube. Tidaklah, I mean it's a basic channel lah. I established that to do my teaching. Yeah, you can see, I can show with you there. give me a time for a while. Okay. Ada tak yang belum makan? Saya belum makan lah tengah hari. I'm not yet. Saya terlupa, wah ada kelas pula hari ni. Ada tak? Belum makan
Saya belum makan tu.
Belum makan Okay, kejap So, YouTube. YouTube channel. Okay, so I publish a few videos. Adalah yang tengok Subscriber tak banyak. You want to subscribe, just subscribe. I'm not paksa you. Okay, but I have, okay, for example, what the things that you have to install, I will share with you later. Okay, the class that we learned today adalah ni, okay, introduction to programming. I have it here. So the things I give you a lecture in berapa minit more than, I think, almost 2 hours. So I summarize it in 5 minutes. Okay, so you can watch this video first. Okay, so you can go to playlist. Okay, I think it's under the fundamental, Python fundamental for data science. Actually, it's not only for data science.
Allows the school to focus on what the IT systems.
Yeah. Okay, so you can take a look into this video. Okay, boleh So video dia pendek-pendek. Okay, it's short video. So you can use this video as second reference. So I'm still developing the content. So in the future you can tengok lagi lah. Yeah, I'm still developing the content. Okay. So, all right. So I think that's all for our class. So make sure you join the WhatsApp group. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, WhatsApp group. Okay, with respect. Okay, kalau saya post something, no need to say thank you, whatever. No need. Nanti kawan-kawan tertinggal. It's okay. All right. I post something for you to for you to aware about the certain issue, about the certain information. Tak payah good nanti tertinggal kawan-kawan you. Okay, I don't want that to happen. Maybe I have to block only admin can post. Okay, admin can post. Okay, so anything else before we end this session? So next week our class I start at 2. Okay, kalau boleh jangan lambat. I don't like late because if you late you tertinggal, rugi. Okay, you late, you tertinggal, and it quite rugi lah. Okay, yang belajar kamu, bukan saya. Saya mengajar, I just teach. Okay, and next time if your attendance is not enough, so I just give you a warning letter, and then maybe less than 80%, so you have to withdraw from the course lah. Itu saja. Yeah. So in order to avoid that, just be easy. Yeah, be easy. Okay. Amira, mana Amira ni? Ada Amira tak sini? Boleh bercakap tak Amira? Tak ada mic? Kena isi borang, baru hantar okay. Saya rasa kena isi. You have to ask the faculty, Amira. Okay, you have to ask the academic faculty. So dia akan bagi you the right instruction lah. Kalau dia perlu isi borang, I just sign. Okay, sebab maksimum satu kelas 30. Okay, 30 orang saja. Okay. Alright, so thank you very much. And siapa? Class monitor is Lee lah. Yeah, Lee, you be class monitor. Anything I will communicate you ataupun apa benda yang saya minta you post ke macam mana lah. Okay, so okay alright, tak ada soalan?
Doktor, where can cakap Melayu. Doktor, macam nak beli yang buku tu, buku yang Python.
Oh, nanti saya akan share in the WhatsApp group the link that you have to use lah. Okay.
Okay, doktor.
Alright, kalau you guys ada di TSM, tak ada. Kalau you Batu Pahat, jangan apply for dia ada 2 mode tau. Sama ada you nak courier kan, saya boleh courier. So courier RM15. So kalau you boleh ambil sendiri, if you in UTSM, you just collect it. So save RM15. Kan? If you in Batu Pahat.
Doktor yang Batu Pahat boleh collect sendiri kan?
Boleh. Just make an appointment with me. So nanti I go to office, we meet in the office. Boleh?
Okay, thank you doktor.
Okay. So in Batu Pahat, siapa-siapa lah student yang dekat campus, come to office to collect. Jangan membazir RM15 tu. Okay? Alright, kalau boleh save lah. Baru jadi. Okay, nanti saya bagi link. Okay. So make sure kalau boleh before Friday lah, I have to order banyak. Ada beberapa section lagi. Okay, so first come first serve. Okay. Alright, okay. So thank you very much, you guys. Okay, have a good day, and I see you next week at 2 p.m. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Doctor.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, welcome.